In Pilsen tonight, I'm Trey Ward, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
And not long ago, we got an update from Chicago police on those two injured victims. Investigators now say two 15-year-olds, a girl and a boy, are both hospitalized from this shooting. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker also released a statement on this shooting within the past half hour or so. He writes in part, quote, "Schools are the cornerstone of neighborhoods and students deserve to feel safe." And he's thinking of the entire Benito Juarez community.
Another breaking story tonight. New charges announced after the 4th of July parade tragedy in Highland Park. The father of the alleged shooter is now also facing criminal charges. Robert Cremo Jr. vouched for his son when he went to get his firearm owner ID card. Eric Hong reports from Lake County, Illinois tonight.
The attorney for that father calling these charges baseless and unprecedented. But the Lake County State's attorney saying the actions of that father 3 years ago in helping his son obtain a gun license were indeed criminal. This afternoon, Robert Cremo Jr. surrendered himself to Highland Park police. The father of Highland Park shooting suspect Robert Cremo III, now facing his own criminal charges.
People bear responsibility for when they recklessly endanger others.
The 58-year-old Cremo charged with 7 counts of felony reckless conduct, 1 count for each person killed in the Highland Park parade shooting. Days after the massacre, the elder Cremo said he did nothing wrong when in December 2019 he sponsored his son's under 21 firearm owner's ID card application.
Do I regret that? Not 3 years ago signing a consent form to go through the process.
But in the months before the application, records show family members were worried about the younger Cremo. His mother telling police in this report he attempted to commit suicide by machete and had a history of attempts. Months later, he allegedly threatened to kill family members.
He knew what he knew, and he signed the form anyway. This was criminally reckless and a contributing cause to the bodily harm suffered by the victims on July 4th.
In a statement, Cremo Jr.'s attorney said this decision should alarm every single parent in the United States of America, who, according to the Lake County State's attorney, knows exactly what is going on with their 19-year-old adult children and can be held criminally liable for actions taken nearly 3 years later. These charges are absurd, and we will fight them every step of the way. The elder Cremo is scheduled to appear in bond court tomorrow. If convicted, he faces up to 3 years behind bars. In Waukegan, Eric Hong, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
All right, Eric, thank you. So we've been seeing this throughout the day today. There it is.
Whoa.
A lot of snow coming down. Not a lot of accumulation, but at points it's been coming down at such a quick clip that it's been tough to see out there.
It really did sort of look like a snow globe, out all over the city today.
Yeah.
Beautiful shot there tonight, though. It's not warm out, but it's beautiful.
Yeah, and more snow is possible throughout the weekend.
Meteorologist Larry Mowry here with the ABC 7 AccuWeather forecast. Larry?
Yeah, just can't shake out of this pattern. We've got snow still falling on parts of the area on Live Doppler 7 Max radar. In fact, another band of some moderate snow back here to the west and another couple bands here in northwest Indiana. I'll take you over towards DuPage County, northern Cook County here. A little burst of snow sliding on through. This will continue to move off towards the east, so it'll start snowing again here in the city. And then down in northwest Indiana, a couple batches of moderate snow moving from St. John into parts of Will and Kankakee counties. All this energy that's producing these snow showers, it's rotating around our area of low pressure, and there's this band coming through this evening. We'll have another round of snow again tomorrow. And the concern here this evening and even overnight tonight is that temperatures have dropped into the mid to upper 20s. So untreated roads could have some icy spots on them. And of course, be cautious on the sidewalks as well, too. And temperatures you can see are pretty much in the mid to upper 20s in every location, including 25 right now in Hampshire. So overnight tonight, occasional snow showers. We'll do it all again tomorrow. Cloudy skies with occasional snow. But I do have some sunshine for Sunday. We'll talk about that, and then some really cold weather for next week, all coming up.
All right, Larry, see you soon. Thank you. This is new tonight at 7. The committee investigating the January 6th insurrection at the U.S. Capitol wants to see charges against former President Donald Trump. The committee is set to meet on Monday. Sources tell ABC News lawmakers will urge the Justice Department to prosecute Mr. Trump. The Justice Department is not required to act on referrals from the committee in doing its own investigation. And on Tuesday, a different House committee will meet behind closed doors to talk about Trump's tax returns for the first time. The House Ways and Means Committee received that information last month. Tuesday, the committee will vote on whether to release that information.
Street vendors in Chicago's Little Village neighborhood say they're being robbed and assaulted, and they want the city to take action. Mayor Kawash spoke with workers along 26th Street today.
More than a dozen street vendors coming together today near 26th and Albany in hopes of getting more protection in Little Village. The The 25th Ward alderman says there have been several robberies and assaults to street vendors in the area over the last few months.
We have a $16.4 billion budget. We have a police department that got received at least 40% of this budget, and we're demanding accountability to see where are these resources going.
Some of those vendors telling us what they've recently dealt with. Maria Isabel has been robbed twice in the last 2 months, explaining the horror of those incidents in Spanish.
Por favor, que nos ayuden.
She goes on to say, we can't work like this because there's a lot of insecurity. They come and they rob us at gunpoint. Alderman Lopez says another street vendor was shot earlier this week and is now recovering at home with non-life-threatening injuries. This street vendor didn't want to be interviewed, but tells us one of her employees was robbed at gunpoint on Black Friday.
There have been victims of not one incident, but several incidents, 3 or 4 incidents, and this cannot continue.
That's why the vendors all signed off on this letter, bringing it to City Hall today as they demand better working conditions and police protection.
We need somebody to help us because we are the community.
Alderman Lopez says that letter is now in the hands of the mayor's office, and he says he plans to follow up with them over the next few weeks and months in hopes of getting more protection for these vendors. From City Hall, Mayor Kawash, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
All right, Mayor, thank you. You will only see this here on ABC 7. The victim of a violent carjacking this week tells us he did not see this coming.
Had just walked around the corner onto the sidewalk and wham, got hit from behind.
The victim, who does not want to be named, says 2 men came up to him Wednesday night in Bucktown. One hit him in the head with a gun. The pair took his phone, wallet, and car. And the victim is urging everyone to be on guard.
I think it's just, when you park on the street, look around before you park and look around, be aware, which I feel like I've always done, but I guess more so than before.
City leaders confirmed that a Jeep used in this incident was stolen from a woman who was robbed in Lincoln Park earlier Wednesday. Today, that vehicle was found in Maywood.
People gathered in Buffalo Grove today to remember a mother and her 2 young daughters. Police say Vera Kislyak and her daughters 6-year-old Vivian and 4-year-old Amelia were killed by her estranged husband. Today, their friends and family gathered at the Community Arts Center to remember them.
As a community come together, it's been really hard, and I am so grateful to the Kuzmenkos for putting this together and for doing this, because I think the whole community needed this.
An online fundraising page has raised more than $71,000 to help pay for services and burial costs.
City officials say with this winter weather moving in and the temperatures dropping, more people are using their furnaces, which means now is a good time to check your carbon monoxide detectors. Firefighters say 4 people in a North Lawndale home were rushed to the hospital when crews detected extremely high carbon monoxide levels. Carbon monoxide poisoning sends about 50,000 people to the hospital every year and kills more than 400. That's why Chicago's city ordinance requires them in homes.
What is really important is to put the alarm in a place where people can hear it.
The Centers for Disease Control has a number of safety tips, including getting your home heating system inspected every year.
Tonight, Mayor Lori Lightfoot has tested positive for COVID-19. She says she's not experiencing any symptoms right now and believes that's because she's fully vaccinated and boosted. The mayor's diagnosis comes as Illinois health officials are urging people to get updated shots for the virus and for the flu. 86 of the state's 102 counties are now at an elevated level for COVID.
We need people to take all of the preventative measures possible to stay safe, keep their loved ones safe, and keep them out of the hospital.
And COVID cases are rising right as the holidays approach. As Sarah Schulte reports, health officials are now sounding a new alarm.
Showing off his Band-Aids on his left arm, Ricky Rodriguez took advantage of a pop-up clinic in South Lawndale today to get his flu shot and bivalent booster. The Omicron-specific vaccine has been around since September, yet the 63-year-old is now getting it.
I didn't get it before because of the inconvenience of the different, they didn't really advertise where the places that you could go get it.
Booster rates remain very low, as evident by the handful of people who came to the Chicago Department of Public Health vaccination clinic at the Blue Door Neighborhood Center today. Health officials are urging people to get the shot before the holidays. Cases are on the rise. Chicago and Cook County are predicted to move into high risk soon. Stroger Hospital is planning for a possible surge.
We're prepared. I mean, we've been through this. We know how to do this and to allocate and move around resources, change beds as needed, and be ready.
Besides the bivalent booster, Cook County Health's Dr. Mark Loafman says it's time to make home testing a regular routine again.
If you're going to go be with people, test as a favor to them so you know your status. That's a great time to do it. The morning of of that or that day, at least the day before, if that's possible to do.
And Dr. Loafman says if you're exposed to COVID and don't have symptoms, test more than once until you remain negative 5 days after the exposure. Meantime, Ricky Rodriguez says his experience getting the booster was so quick and easy today, he plans to recruit others who are hesitant about another COVID shot.
I shot over here, in and out here in 15 minutes. As soon as I leave here, I'm going to call my friends and my family to get down over here and get your shot.
Since the bivalent booster has been out since September, today the CDC released a detailed report on how well it's been working during the past few months. Data shows that hospitalizations and ER visits have been cut by at least 50%. Sarah Schulte, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Federal prosecutors say Chicago City Council member Carrie Austin is exaggerating health issues to avoid a trial in her corruption case. The 73-year-old alderwoman was indicted last year, but her attorney says she's medically unfit for trial. Prosecutors say the FBI conducted surveillance on Austin and reportedly saw her out shopping and walking around without help. Alderman Austin's attorney says the government is ignoring medical records provided by her defense team.
Amazon was cited for OSHA violations at warehouses in 5 different states, including Illinois. At the facility in Waukegan, OSHA said Amazon failed to properly record work-related injuries and illnesses. The company faces about $29,000 in proposed fines. An Amazon spokesperson responded saying in part, "While we acknowledge there may have been small administrative errors over the years, we've been confident in the numbers we've reported to the government."
Workers at about 100 Starbucks locations nationwide are on strike. It's planned for 3 days. One of them is the Starbucks in the 1600 block of West Irving Park Road here in Chicago. The workers' union is protesting what it calls unfair labor practices, including closing stores where employees voted to join a union. In a statement, Starbucks says it respects workers' rights to protest and that it will continue to bargain in good faith.
Groceries will be back on shelves at the Whole Foods that closed in Inglewood last month. Yellow Banana, a retail grocery platform, has signed a lease to take over the space on 63rd Street. The Black-owned company will partner with a grocery wholesaler to stock the shelves. Southside businesses will run a hot food bar, bakery, and coffee and juice bar. Still no final word tonight on which grocery store will set up shop at the Whole Food space permanently.
Goose Island is moving its brew pub to the Salt Shed. That's the music venue that's now located in the former Morton Salt Factory near the Kennedy Expressway and Division. The new location will allow Goose Island to have a permanent riverside patio. Customers will be able to hear music from the Salt Shed. The new Goose Island brew pub is expected to open at the end of the year.
It is just about done. Crews have finally picked up the final pieces of the 9-year Jane Byrne Interchange construction project. Overnight, crews finished restriping lanes and pavement markings on several lanes and ramps. There's still some painting, electrical, and landscaping projects that need to be done, but nothing that will require any major closures.
Long time coming, that's for sure. Well, it's a major milestone for Latina girls turning 15 years old.
Yeah, for one Chicago student, her quinceanera is being celebrated with a big surprise. Evelyn Holmes shows us that big surprise, and it's making Chicago proud.
That's your mama, girl. There were tears of joy as a special needs high schooler and her mother got a surprise neither expected when teachers and staff threw Joanne Eco a surprise quinceanera for the girl who turned 15 years old on Monday.
This is very special for me and for her too.
Absolutely. It happened at Taft High School on the city's northwest side, where Joanna, affectionately known as JoJo, is enrolled in a Chicago Public Schools special needs program. The teen is nonverbal, suffers from autism, and is prone to seizures.
She's amazing. JoJo is. She's the light of this classroom.
The teen's teacher got the idea for the surprise quinceanera after her mother mentioned during a meeting at school she looked forward to celebrating her daughter's birthday but didn't have the money to buy a dress or anything else. A quinceanera is a Hispanic tradition of celebrating a young girl's coming of age on her 15th birthday. The family recently immigrated to Chicago from Belize.
If I'm going to talk about this, I would rather have actions follow it.
The classroom community came together, and another parent donated the crown and the decorations. Classroom assistant Carlos Flores had his wife find a dress in the teen's favorite color, pink.
I had to help, and then she's Hispanic too, so I just had to help.
After the staff tricked JoJo's mom into coming up to the school for a class activity, the surprise was complete. as those here say that this unforgettable kid is the real gift to this community. Reporting from Chicago's Northwest Side, Evelyn Holmes, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
You know, it's nice that they got to celebrate for her, but I love that it was a surprise for her mom, too.
Oh, yeah, right? Both of them together. And you could tell just by looking
How
at both of
shocked she
them.
was,
Yeah, and how much it meant to them. It's awesome. It's a sight that we often see in the winter, the city's snowplows clearing the roads. And now the city needs your help with them.
Plus, the blast of winter weather around the country and the impact you could see if you're leaving early for holiday trips. That massive storm system that hit the South and Midwest is getting ready to pummel the Northeast now with snow, ice, and rain. Parts of New England and New York are expecting up to 2 feet of snow. North Dakota is under a blizzard warning, and the snow on top of freezing rain is causing some dangerous conditions on roadways. Highway Patrol shared this dash cam video of a semi-tractor trailer driving through a gate.
So I was just about to complain about the weather we're dealing with around here. I mean, it is
Looks
cold.
very peaceful compared to what we just saw.
Yeah.
Look at the words on the building.
Winter Wonderland. Yeah.
They read the room.
That's right. That's right. Know your audience. Right? Yeah. It was out there today with the snow coming down. A lot of you guys have said it looked like a snow globe outside today. Certainly did. And it's kind of going to look that way again tomorrow with more scattered snow showers. Light accumulation possible tomorrow, a dusting to maybe a ½ inch, very similar to what we saw today. There's snow flying tonight as well, and I'll show you the radar in a second. Sunday will dry things out. We'll get some sunshine finally, but it's still going to be cold with highs in the 20s on Sunday. And then looking ahead to late next week, I was talking about this the past few days, but watching for potential of snow on Thursday, which could be a pretty healthy system for us. We'll have to see where it goes exactly, but we could get a dose of snow on Thursday, then some bitterly cold temperatures for Friday and next weekend, where high temperatures would only be in the teens. So some very cold Arctic air for late next week. We got cold air in place tonight. We're at 27 degrees with snow coming down at the airport. Wind chills down to 14 with that southwest wind around 17 miles per hour. And here's another burst of snow coming across the northern parts of Cook County, stretching back into northern DuPage County. You can see from really right over the airport out towards Winnetka and out towards Glencoe, you've got the snow moving in, and then stretching back into the northern sections of DuPage County, Bloomingdale, Carroll Stream, out here towards Bensonville as well, starting to see the snow push in. A couple of bands of snow here over the city now. So this is going to continue off and on as we go through the course of the evening and overnight tonight. Another burst of some heavier snow moving into parts of Lake County here in Indiana, from West Creek up towards, say, St. John and Cedar Lake, and then over towards Valparaiso. We've got some snow showers nearby. The wider view shows what's happening. We've got our area of low pressure spinning over Wisconsin, and these little spokes of energy are just rotating around that low. and moving right over top of us. And as long as that low is close enough to us, we're going to continue to see these scattered snow showers tonight and then again tomorrow. We've also got the colder air spilling in on the backside of that low. Temperatures in the teens back in the Dakotas. We're now in the mid to upper 20s, and we'll drop a few more degrees overnight tonight. So the concern with the snow that's coming down here now that it's nighttime is there could be some icy spots on untreated roadways. And of course, be careful with the sidewalks out there too. They could be a little bit icy. And overnight tonight, you can see how these snow showers kind of linger for us. Tomorrow morning, waking up with cloudy skies and more scattered snow showers off and on through the day tomorrow. Temperatures tomorrow staying in the 20s all day. But I mentioned the sunshine on Sunday. Watch how Futurecast plays this out. We'll have clouds Sunday morning, and then poof, there they go. And we'll get some sunshine by the afternoon on Sunday. This is going to feel good to get sunshine, although it's going to be in the 20s. At least we'll have some sunshine on Sunday. Tomorrow, though, plan on more scattered snow showers. 29 for a high, 27 on Sunday with some sunshine. Today we had a high of 31, 27 the low. 7/10 of an inch of snow reported officially at the airport, bringing our monthly total now up to 1.3 inches of snow. So there's our storm swirling over the Midwest. We've got heavy snow across New England, rain down to the south. You see winter storm warning still in place there. And these blizzard warnings and winter weather advisories will expire here later this evening. But for us, we've got the colder air spilling in, and temperatures are going to stay on the cold side for the weekend ahead and all of next week. But we'll see those occasional snow showers again tomorrow with temperatures in the upper 20s. Here's that sunshine breaking out in the afternoon on Sunday with a high of 27. And then as we head into Monday, clouds fill back in. Another quick clipper system will bring us a chance of snow Monday night into Tuesday morning, and then Tuesday's high temperature right around 27 degrees. Tonight, we drop into the mid to low 20s, cloudy skies with scattered snow showers. Tomorrow, we'll see a high temperature of 29, 27 on Sunday, 29 again on Monday. Cloudy skies return Monday, Tuesday into Wednesday. Snow comes in late Wednesday into Thursday. Thursday could be a really snowy day with temperatures in the teens for highs next Thursday and Friday, and that 2 below, that's Friday night to Saturday morning.
Yikes. Whew, all right.
Overnight, I hope.
Yeah. Not a daytime high. That's overnight. That's still
too much.
Still pretty cold. Yeah.
Too far.
All right, Larry, thank you. Speaking of the weather and getting around, the city of Chicago needs your help naming 6 of the city's snow plows. Yeah, we hear you. You have until January 6th to make one, and then an online vote will run from January 15th through the 31st. We posted the link on our website to get in on this, abc7chicago.com.
All right, you had an idea at 6.
Yeah, push it plow. Push it real good. Although we also had Mrs. O'Leary's plow, which I thought was really
good.
Clever.
Good Chicago name.
Yeah, exactly.
Surely there's going to have to be one named Mrs. O'Leary's plow.
Yeah, has to be.
A Southside restaurant making the holidays a little brighter for families in need. The folks over at Josephine's Southern Cooking spent the afternoon handing out toys, gifts, cards, and all kinds of household items at their Chatham restaurant. They partnered with Toys for Tots for the distribution.
And Hanukkah begins this weekend for practicing Jews. Governor Pritzker led a traditional menorah lighting ceremony that was over at the Bolandic building this morning. It's the first time since state offices moved out of the Thompson Center, where the menorah used to be. Firefighters helped to spread holiday cheer today.
They caroled under the Macy's clock earlier today. The Chicago Fellowship of Christian Firefighters welcomed Deputy Fire Commissioner Mark Furman while supporting the Salvation Army's Red Kettle campaign. Good for them.
Yeah, that's great. And that took some dedication to be out there in that cold and snow.
And I'm sure all of the people out shopping on State Street appreciated it.
Absolutely. After gas prices hit new record highs this year, we're now marking a major milestone for prices as well.
Plus, Brittany Griner announces her future plans after returning home from a Russian prison.
Plus, new documents were released surrounding the Kennedy assassination. The Chicago names mentioned. It's from our I-Team Insider Report coming up next.
The ABC 7 I-team has been going through 13,000 documents newly released from the assassination file of President John F. Kennedy. Our investigative reporter Chuck Gowdy has turned up the Chicago names in those FBI files from 1963, and that's the focus of tonight's I-team Insider. Chuck?
Liz, we've been waiting years to see these remaining records from the JFK assassination file, and now some Chicago names in the fine print. New details about Chicago as a training ground for Cuban militiamen. As the I-team has reported over the years, outfit bosses recruited crooked lawmen to train Cuban rebels aimed at protecting their homeland from Castro, who was about to douse the mob's lucrative gambling mecca in the tropics.
Something has happened in the motorcade route.
When the shots killed President Kennedy in this car in Dallas, Texas, the investigation that followed produced hundreds of thousands of records, transcripts, cables, pictures, and films. Tonight, here at the National Archives in Washington, the long-awaited and long-locked-up documents ordered released by the White House. In the files are expected details of Lee Harvey Oswald's connections to the Soviet Union and Cuba, and at least 9 files referring to Chicago and several individuals linked to the outfit. Most notably, this man in the light overcoat, former Chicago police officer and Cook County Deputy Sheriff Richard Kane, seen here escorting mob boss Ross Prio. Kane had deep connections to Chicago organized crime, according to investigators, especially this man, ruthless mob boss Sam Momo Giancana. The JFK files cite Kane's involvement in recruiting young Cuban exiles in Chicago, what experts believe was a mob effort to keep control of Cuba, and as the I-team learned a decade ago, resulted in secret training in Cook County of a covert resistance force that never made it to Havana.
Why would Richard Kane's name be associated with the JFK assassination paperwork?
Well, there's some belief that Kane might have been working with the CIA in terms of making himself relevant and meaningful and important and get something for Richard Kane. So if he was involved in the CIA attempts to get organized crime to assassinate Fidel Castro, that then might be a short step to what might have to do with the JFK assassination.
The I-team inside those JFK files searching for a Chicago mob smoking gun, but we found nothing to indicate the outfit set up JFK's assassination, and the ex-Chicago cop Richard Kane was himself killed in a gangland hit on December 20th, 1973. His JFK secrets, whatever they may have been, taken to the grave. Liz?
All right, Chuck, a lot of interesting stuff in there, but are there any bombshell revelations in the thousands of pages we now have?
Well, not really. That's the simple answer. No, a lot of pages, not much substance. Some of the conspiracy theorists figured that there might have been a nugget here or there in all of those pages, but there really is nothing more than some procedural things and some interesting names, and as we pointed out, some of those Chicago mob figures. But this isn't the end of it.
Not even enough to feed the conspiracy theorists. But Chuck, it's been about 60 years since President Kennedy was assassinated, so why are these papers still being released now?
Through a series of administrations in the White House, presidents of the United States were convinced that there could be some kind of an intelligence breach, or that they could put intelligence operatives or military officials in some danger if they were still alive and some of these documents were released. The fact is that even though many decades have passed, Liz, there are still some people who were involved in the Kennedy assassination investigation who are still alive, and it may well be that all of the documents will not be released until all of them are dead, and that could be any number of years.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you now. This has spanned administration, so is this the end, or are there still things in the JFK file being held back that we could possibly see in the future?
Well, not only are things still being held back, Liz, but things are being redacted in the documents that are being handed out. I doubt that even 100 years from now, every last letter from every document in the JFK file will be seen by the public. The fact is that when it comes to intelligence gathering, when it comes to law enforcement, military operations, and in this case, foreign relations with communist countries in the late 50s and early 60s, People can be at danger when these kinds of things are made public, or even generations past in their families. So there is a concern that there may be a public safety threat even if they release these things decades or a century later.
All right, so Chuck, some things will remain a government secret, possibly forever. Chuck Gowdy with the ABC 7 I-Team Insider. Chuck, thank you.
Thanks, Liz.
The royal aide who resigned over a race comment has now apologized and promised to educate herself. Lady Susan Hussey met with Ngozi Fulani today at Buckingham Palace. Fulani runs a nonprofit. While at the palace last month, Hussey asked Fulani what part of Africa she was from. Fulani is British. Hussey was a longtime lady in waiting to the late Queen Elizabeth II. The palace says Fulani accepted the apology.
For the first time since leaving a Russian prison, Brittany Griner is sharing how she's feeling. The WNBA star posted on Instagram that it feels good to be home and that she's ready to return to playing basketball. Griner was released this morning from a Texas military facility and returned to Arizona. She also expressed gratitude for all those who advocated for her and is now vowing to help bring home American prisoner Paul Whelan.
Gas prices hit a new milestone today. The national average is now $3.18 a gallon, according to AAA. That's the lowest it's been since September 14, 2021, more than a year ago. In Illinois, gas prices averaged $3.36 a gallon, less than the price it was a year ago today.
Good news, just in time for the holidays.
We'll take it. Yep, and a big congratulations tonight to the Sandberg family from Elk Grove Village.
They are the winners of the Great Chicago Light Fight. Aaron was out there with them this morning. Their dazzling display of holiday cheer won the hearts of our viewers in an online vote. The Sandbergs edged out 4 other finalists, earning more than 24,000 votes to take the title of Light Fight Champions. Richie Sandberg says it's a hobby he's pursued for years.
I started probably in 2012, and because I always wanted to do this. It was just something that in my childhood, all I remember seeing were blow molds and lights because there weren't any computerized shows. Unfortunately, back when I was young, there weren't any. So I kind of made myself a pact saying I would collect and do the same thing to my house. And then for years I collected, and then finally it came to fruition and I have it here.
It sure did. The city of Elk Grove Village has proclaimed for today to be Sandberg Day in celebration of their light fight victory. Okay, something I didn't notice until just seeing that now. He's holding the light fight champion trophy is a massive Christmas ornament that he is now gripping. I feel like that might be his new prized possession.
Probably, and man, did they earn it. Gosh, that house. It looks great.
How long do you think that takes?
It has to be months and months. Yeah, and probably stuff they've collected for years and years and years.
Like he said.
Yeah, real cool. Congratulations, guys. It's the film that fans have been waiting for more than a decade to see. Yeah, there it is. Up next, we're hearing from the stars of Avatar: The Way of Water. But first, let's check in with Larry.
Well, the water falling from the sky today has been in the form of snow, and we got quite a bit of it still on Live Doppler 7 Max radar. Little bursts of some snow coming across the city up on the north side, stretching back into DuPage County. This is coming down at a pretty good clip, and there are scattered snow showers even farther back to the west. So off and on snow tonight, more snow tomorrow. But I do have some sunshine in the forecast for Sunday. We'll talk about that and the bitterly cold temperatures coming our way for next week, all coming up.
We've been waiting for it for 13 years. It is finally here. Avatar, yeah. Avatar: The Way of Water is now in theaters.
The sequel to the highest grossing movie of all time earned $17 million just during previews. One critic is calling the film a blue wonder.
Entertainment reporter Sandy Kenyon talked to the film stars.
We're back on Pandora, more than a decade after events in the first Avatar, where a family must flee from human invaders, chased from their home in the trees to the ocean, where a family of warriors is at first reluctant to offer them sanctuary.
We cannot let you bring your war here.
I play the character of Renal, and she is the female warrior leader of the Metcaina tribe, and the Metcaina are people who live on and in the water.
Once again, the stars are digitally enhanced, although fans of the original will immediately recognize Sam Worthington as Jake and Zoe Saldana as his mate.
Stepping back into playing Neytiri is something really special to me. I gave so much of myself to her, so getting to revisit her, to reincarnate her, it just feels like it's a gift that keeps on giving.
The way of water connects all things.
The sequel has plenty of spirituality and spectacle in 3D.
It sucks you in, it draws you into the movie. Some people don't like 3D. That's fine, go see it in 2D. We're very proud of our 2D presentation.
But to best experience his vision, I urge you to see Avatar: The Way of Water in 3D because director James Cameron shot it that way.
He's made this movie an experience that you're going to feel in the cinema, not just see.
And it is best experienced on the biggest screen you can find.
Share that with your loved ones. The movie's about protecting your loved ones.
This family is our fortress.
I'm Sandy Kenyon, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Just Googling right now to see how long this movie is. Okay, 3 hours and 12 minutes.
Absolutely not. I definitely don't have the attention span for that.
You're right. You're right. And to sit in the theater that long,
our
too.
producer Michelle said, what, 61% of the tickets sold last night for 3D showings?
3D showings. So it makes sense.
I mean, that's not just a movie. That's like a full experience.
It is.
So.
That's a whole night.
Right.
But really cool. I'm sure it is awesome to see on a big screen. I got to figure out a way to get a 3D experience at home.
Yeah.
Because it's not happening in the theater. Not happening. By the way, Avatar: The Way of Water is from 20th Century Studios, owned by Disney, the parent company of ABC 7.
Well, the holiday season is well underway.
And as families return to holiday traditions, we're learning which ones people love best.
Plus, an official look at the new Barbie movie as it comes out, but tells us very little about what to actually expect. This is a trailer. Wait, who's this? Oh. We're getting our first look at the new Barbie movie starring Margot Robbie.
Yeah, but this trailer may not be what you expect. Here it is.
Since the beginning of time, since the first little girl ever existed, there have been dolls.
Is that true? Okay, anyway. So the plot of the movie is still being kept under wraps. Eventually, Barbie shows up in the trailer, and then strangely, little girls start destroying their baby dolls. And at the very end, we see a few seconds of Barbie's world and Ryan Gosling's Ken.
Okay, first of all, I did not know Ryan Gosling is Ken, but if like you could pick one star to play Ken,
that's pretty much
central castings.
The
like,
guy,
right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what to make. It kind of looks like a whacked out music video
That's
version
what I thought.
of that Barbie Girl song.
Oh yeah,
years
I'm
ago.
a Barbie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what that looks like to me. But hey, you know what? Trailers now give away the whole movie. So
they really. You watch Netflix. If you watch the trailer of a show on Netflix, you don't even need to watch the show. You just watch the whole thing. Yeah, Barbie hits theaters, by the way, in July.
All right, we'll have to wait till then.
Whatever the heck that is.
Kelly Clarkson will host the 12th annual NFL Honors Awards show in February. The awards honor the league's best players, performances, and plays from the season. Clarkson will be the first woman to host the show. It's set for February 9th in Phoenix, just ahead of the Super Bowl.
Cool.
Good for her.
All right, let's talk about the holidays now.
Yeah, about the holidays.
And one mom's very detailed plan has gone viral online.
Go ahead.
A man shared his mom's holiday email on social media. The Iowa family schedule lists out all the activities and maybe more importantly, all the food and snacks planned for each day. I like that. There's a chili night, plus all kinds of snacks to graze on, from popcorn to candy.
You saw they have options in there, because if they need something changed up or if it's not what they want because they had it the last time, then I'm open to those suggestions.
She's wearing like a jingle bell around her neck right now. She is very into Christmas. There are multiple trees. She's really centered around Christmas. This is her Super Bowl and then some.
About 140,000 people have liked this tweet.
I can't decide if you'd want to go on vacation with her and be that structured, or if that would be an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, that would wear me out.
How long is this Christmas celebration?
I know. And my mom is one of those people that has like 8 Christmas trees up all over the house.
Popcorn at 10:30 a.m. okay, or are we waiting until 1:14 for that? You know, like, phew.
Oh man. So there's a new survey out that shows each state's favorite holiday tradition.
Hershey conducted a survey with one poll here in Illinois. The top choice is decorating the Christmas tree. It's the top choice in 15 states.
Okay.
Other options: exchanging gifts, watching a favorite movie or holiday movie, or going to look at holiday lights or decorations. What's yours?
I really love seeing the holiday decorations and
Right.
lights. That's one of my favorite things.
Yeah, we used to do that as kids, get in the car, like
And just-
in your pajamas, you know.
just drive around.
Drive around, yeah. Well, here in Chicago, my favorite one like that is zoo lights.
Yeah, you know, I haven't been there. You can see it off Lakeshore Drive. Is it awesome?
It is. It's neat. You can walk through, get a little fresh air in the winter. We generally go when it's freezing out. This year was not, so it was nice.
Well, I want to go, and of course it is freezing out.
It is freezing out, so
and,
you missed your opportunity,
there it
Larry.
is. Look at these folks. They don't mind the weather.
Loving
it.
Yeah, they're
That's
probably.
part of the time to go and get like the warm stuff like Chris Kindlemark. There's warmth in that crowd in the pack there.
There's a hot spiced
Blue Vine.
drink. Is that what it is?
Vine, yeah.
Blue
Yeah, out at the market. Probably keeping everybody warm out there, Larry.
Yeah, it's like a hot wine.
Yes,
Yep.
that's
Blue
it.
Vine,
Yeah.
yeah, it's so good. Yeah, yeah. It does keep you warm. Too. Yeah, you need to stay warm tonight. We got some cold temperatures out there. We're in the 20s and some scattered snow showers still coming down as we look up the Chicago River. Not really snowing that hard enough to be visible on the camera. There are some flurries flying if you look closely, but it's 27 degrees right now at O'Hare. Wind chills at 16 with a gusty southwest wind around 14 miles per hour. There are some gusts up around 25 miles per hour, so it's a blustery evening for us. When you look at live Doppler 7 Max radar, tracking this band of snow stretching from the city back to the western suburbs down towards Joliet, you're about ready to get some light snow. This is just one more of those bands that continues to slide through from west to east, and it will continue through the rest of this evening and overnight tonight. There you can see the band of snow from Wrigleyville over towards Oak Park, Stickney, out towards Oak Brook and Oak Brook Terrace, Bensonville, Elmhurst, all seeing light snow right now. A couple other bands of some moderate snow moving into parts of northwest Indiana. This one just crossing the state line from St. John up to near Hammond and Whiting, and then stretching down towards Cedar Lake. Also a little band from Park Forest down towards Peatone. So we'll continue with these off and on snow showers really through the night tonight. And then again, we'll do it again tomorrow as this area of low pressure will stay at least close by. There it is swirling over Wisconsin right now. We've got the colder air wrapping in beneath that low. So our temperatures today have pretty much stayed in the 20s. It's down to 23 now in Woodstock, 28 in Gary, 27 in Peatone. And you can see on Futurecast just these little specks of green showing up on the map. That's occasional snow showers that'll be with us tonight. And then again tomorrow, a couple of stray snow showers off and on through the day tomorrow. Temperatures will stay chilly in the 20s all day, mainly mid to upper 20s. And then as we head into Sunday, we'll start Sunday morning with temperatures in the teens, wind chills down in the single digits early Sunday, but then we get some sunshine. You know, we've gone 7 straight days now with 100% cloud cover. Finally, by the day I hear the boos over there, yes, I agree with you. By the time we get to Sunday, we'll get some sunshine and it'll feel cold, but at least we'll have some sunshine to kind of maybe just go outside and soak up some rays for a little bit. 29 for a high on Saturday, 27 on Sunday with that sunshine. Both days will be rather breezy for us. Today we had a high of 31, 27 the low. So far, 7/10 of an inch of snow reported at O'Hare, bringing our monthly total up to 1.3 inches. So there's our storm system, and it really covers much of the Great Lakes and heavy snow falling still across parts of New England where winter storm warnings remain. These winter weather advisories and blizzard warnings will expire later tonight as the storm is slowly winding down. But the cold air with this storm extends all the way to the deep south. It's 41 right now in Little Rock, 47 in Dallas, and that low will just continue to move off towards the east here as we go into the day tomorrow. So when you look at our larger scale futurecast here, tomorrow, occasional snow showers, temperatures in the upper 20s. As we head into Sunday, we'll get some sunshine, temperatures also in the upper 20s, but then the clouds roll back in on Monday ahead of our next quick clipper system. We'll be in the upper 20s on Monday, then some snow showers Monday night into Tuesday morning. Behind that front, we'll stay in the 20s on Tuesday, and we'll stay in the 20s again on Wednesday, but here comes some snow for us starting late in the day on Wednesday and possibly some heavier snow on Thursday. Tonight, we'll drop it in the mid to low 20s. Cloudy skies with scattered snow showers. More of the same tomorrow. Cloudy skies and breezy with isolated to scattered snow showers. Highs tomorrow in the mid to upper 20s. 27 on Sunday with some sunshine. 29 on Monday. 27 Tuesday and 26 on Wednesday. But then the snow gets here late Wednesday into Thursday. And some really bitterly cold temperatures settle in for Thursday and Friday. And it looks like for next weekend, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, high temperatures probably still in the teens for us. So some really cold air. And you can see the overnight lows are getting pretty low too.
The only redeeming thing about that is that's a Christmas forecast. That's the time it's allowed to feel like that.
And that everyone's asking about a white Christmas. And I tell you, the snow that's going to fall on Thursday, right now it looks like we could get a pretty healthy dose of snow. Too early to talk about numbers, but a sticking snow, it would be with us all the way through that weekend because you can see the temperatures, nothing's going to melt.
Yeah. Stock up on your firewood, anything you need to not leave the house for a few days because it's going to be chilly out there.
Oh, yeah. All right. Appreciate it, Larry. Thank you so much.
Comedian Tommy Davidson has been making people laugh for well before rising to national fame in TV's In Living Color.
Yeah, Davidson has gone on to star in other TV shows. He's made movies, music. He's even written a book. Just last week, Tommy Davidson won an Emmy for his work on the animated series The Proud Family.
The busy entertainer is in Chicago this weekend, and he talked exclusively to our Jose Sanders.
Why I always got to be the court jester?
Because you're too cheap to buy a new costume.
So, Mr. Davidson, good to see you.
Nice to see you, man.
So I hear, as a matter of fact, I know you have lots of love for Chicago.
Chicago is definitely one of the nuclear cores of African-American centrific culture.
I like it.
And Chicago's been really good to me. The Chicago Improv, it's got my heart.
You have done so much. You've done movies, TV, music, animation, stand-up. Which do you prefer?
I love them all for all their own reasons. And I give them all love evenly, and they give it to me evenly. Like singing is a new vocation that I added to my performing arsenal, but it's always been there. I just developed it, just like I did with stand-up. When it was ready, it came.
Because even back in the day, Living Color, you were dabbling in each one, especially for like a skit or something. You'd sing, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
You were doing it way back then. Huh?
Yeah, doing it way back then. And a lot of patience. I've learned that over the years, if it's not the time, it just means it's not the time yet.
What can Chicago audiences expect from you? We know you got the big
man, I see her face everywhere I go in the streets and even at the picture show. Have you seen her? That's the Shy-Lights, baby.
There was always talk, if they did a biopic of Sammy Davis Jr., you were gonna do it. Did anything ever come of that?
Oh my goodness, I've been wanting that up until this moment. What kind of fool am I that never fell in love? So just to know.
That's scary. What I know is that's scary. That's scary. Tell me about that character you play on The Proud Family.
Well, I ain't got to tell you about him. What he's about is snack. And he got a daughter, and she better not try to go over there and do anything, like all these hip-hop women be doing.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Can't wait to see you.
A group out of Chicago said something about that.
What?
The Earth, Wind, Fire said, maybe if we learn to pray, life will give us sunshiny days.
Jose Sanders, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Imagine what that show's like if that's how entertaining he is during an interview.
Right, exactly. He's something else. Davidson has a new book out. It's called Living in Color, What's Funny About Me.
Everything, apparently.
Just about. And he's finishing up work on a brand new jazz album.
The Proud Family is now streaming on Disney+. Plus, you can catch Tommy Davis live at the Chicago Improv tonight through Sunday.
He's in town. It's great. A team of our colleagues spent the morning packing meals at the Northern Illinois Food Bank in Geneva. It's part of the Disney Volunteers Initiative. If you'd like to help one or all of our local food banks this holiday season, you can text to ABC7 Feed to 50155, or you can head to our website. It's right there on the screen, abc7chicago.com/feedthelove.
While creating his very own candy cane lane, meet the man who's made thousands of candy cane decorations over the years.
Quick update on our top stories tonight. We just learned the name of one of the teens killed in a shooting outside Benito Juarez Community Academy in Chicago's Pilsen neighborhood. Brandon Perez, just 15 years old, a 14-year-old boy was also killed. We're talking about kids here. 2 more teens were hurt. Police have not announced any arrests in this. Of course, we'll keep you posted. And the father of the alleged Highland Park parade shooter is now facing felony charges himself. Robert Cremo Jr. has been charged with 7 felony counts of reckless conduct. Prosecutors say the charges are based on Cremo sponsoring his then 19-year-old son's application for a gun license.
Now let's get a final look at the forecast tonight with Larry. Larry, what are we looking at for tonight and the weekend?
Yeah, more snow tonight, more snow tomorrow. Scattered snow showers at times. Could get another dusting to a ½ inch of snow in some spots here tonight. And then again tomorrow, kind of the same story. We'll finally get some sunshine on Sunday. Temperatures this weekend stay below freezing. We'll be in the upper 20s again Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. A stronger storm gets here Wednesday night into Thursday, and Thursday looks like a real snowy day for us. And it does turn cold for late next week, highs in the teens.
All right, thanks, Larry. Candy Cane Lane is more than just a song. It's a reality now in one Minnesota town.
Yeah, Lincoln Avenue in Hutchinson is filled with homemade candy cane decorations. Marilyn Bacon started making them 20 years ago using tape, lights, and PVC pipe. His neighbors found out and wanted their own. So over the years, he's made more than 2,500 candy canes.
Marlon, as long as you can do this, you'll continue to do this, right?
That's the plan.
Wow. These creations can now be found in 18 states. Unfortunately, Marilyn is having a harder time now because he's also battling Parkinson's disease. Still, he and his wife will make 250 candy canes alone.
Good
just
dedication there. Probably a good way to keep his mind going.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, something to do. All right, that's going to do it for us. Thank you so much for being with us. For Larry Mowry, I'm Terrell Brown.
And I'm Liz Nagy. We'll see you tonight at 10 over on ABC 7. Have a great weekend, everyone.